Okay, so thank you all for coming out. I know you all must be busy. The subject of this lecture series is political leadership. Like many people here, I got very active in politics with the Ron Paul campaign. I'll just say right up front that I can think of no other current leader in Congress other than Ron Paul that has any kind of credibility whatsoever. I would also say this lack of credibility extends to Senators Obama and McCain. I might have been able to vote for the Obama of 2005, but he voted for the MCA, Military Commissions Act, FISA bill, and to extend the funding for the illegal Iraq War. So, no hope or change for me then. I went to CampaignForLiberty.com's Rally for the Republic in September, which was a really great event. No tear gas like the GOP rally, but, you know, fun nonetheless. The cops did bring their gas masks later in the afternoon, but, you know, the mood was just gone. I heard this at the rally, so I can't claim authorship of this, but it's one of the truest things I've heard in years. Sometimes it seems that we have a choice between the evil party and the stupid party. As they enact laws that are either evil or stupid. Sometimes, though, we get laws that are evil and stupid. We call this bipartisanship. So it is with the great Wall Street bailout. You know, if I could go back in time 10 years and ask myself what I thought of mortgage-backed securities, credit default swaps, habeas corpus, RFID chips, and waterboarding, I probably would have returned a fairly hostile stare and said, well, what the hell is all that? Stay away from me, you weirdo. So I must ask, do we want to be activists? Do we want to be hanging out flyers at midnight? Do we want to be answering emails at 3 a.m.? Do I want to be here in this hot suit talking about politics and arcane constitutional and financial matters? No. We have a lot of things we'd rather be doing. We have families, hobbies, and some really good TV to watch. By the way, My Name is Earl just started up. I don't know if you like that, but that's one of my favorite shows. For some reason, we are all here. Why is that? Why is that? Because we have to be. We have to be activists. We have to fight for change, real change. I'm here today because the government has taken away your rights to habeas corpus. I'm here because waterboarding is something that your tax dollars pay for. I'm here because this deficit spending is nothing more than stealing from our children and our grandchildren. You know, the New York City debt clock was not big enough anymore. They had to upgrade it and add another decimal on it. I'm here because the Constitution is the framework that makes this country great, and our government has been ignoring it for far too long. If the government does not follow the law, then there is no law. It is a government of men, with all their shortcomings, faults, and weaknesses. So if I may take a moment, if you'll indulge me, to address the financial crisis. You cannot fix a leaky dam with more water. You cannot fix a debt problem with more debt. It's as simple as that. You cannot prop up failing businesses with tax dollars. We in this area, the Pittsburgh area, know this firsthand, but they don't seem to know it yet in D.C. And make no mistake, when they talk about credit, they mean debt. Failed institutions must be liquidated so that the good stuff that's left can be bought up by people who save and return to productivity as soon as possible. Any money spent to the contrary will just delay the inevitable. Look at AIG. We give them $80 billion, and after they throw themselves a $500,000 party, they come back for $37 billion more. They authorized $700 billion to hold off the stock market collapse. And what did we get? What's that called again? Oh yeah, stock market collapse. Even the socialist independent Bernie Sanders voted against the bailout. The socialist voted against the bailout. Think about that. Now what we really have to avoid here is a currency collapse. As the late great Mr. Rogers would say, can you say hyperinflationary depression, kids? Sure, I knew you could. In case you're unfamiliar, a currency collapse is when your country needs to sell a lot of goods or currency or debt and no one will buy it. Or if they need to borrow a lot of money, nobody will lend it. So the central bank prints money and the currency buys less and less the more it prints. If other countries stop lending us $2 billion a day, our government will be forced to cut Social Security, Medicare, and military spending in half very quickly. Then, instead of just the stock market people going broke, through currency inflation, everyone goes broke. This is why we must end the Fed. stand here today to say to all who will listen, your republic is on the edge. This Democratic Congress has not had the will to stand up to a corrupt administration, preferring instead to lapdog themselves into better standing the next round of handouts. The fact that Bob Barr and the other third-party candidates were excluded from the presidential debates just shows that it was just a big joint press conference under the guise of open debate held on your tax dollar. We need people to take a stand. We need people to run for local office. And we have a few here tonight. You saw David Posapanka, Titus North, and another fellow, Jim Barr, are all running for local office. And we applaud them for that. We need someone to stand up against the corrupt beltway politics that are bleeding our country dry. Folks, we have here tonight such a man. He's a former federal prosecutor and former member of the United States House of Representatives. He represented Georgia's 7th Congressional District as a Republican from 1995 to 2003. Bob joined the Libertarian Party in 2006 and served on its national committee. We are all human, and therefore imperfect. Like Earl Hickey on the My Name is Earl TV show, Bob Barr has made some decisions in the past that many of us don't agree with 100%. But like Earl Hickey, he means to make amends, no matter what it takes. And he stands with you today as a flag bearer of the liberty movement, champion of the Constitution, and a crusader for your personal freedoms. He is willing to sacrifice, to stand for office. He is ready to lead. He is our candidate for the office of President of the United States. Ladies and gentlemen, Bob Barr.
Is the sound okay with the lapel pin?
Yes.
Good, thank you. My name is Bob Barr, and I'm running for President of the United States. Now, I repeat that because some of the qualifications for President seem to be prevalent both among the media and a lot of the pundits. I don't subscribe to.